Hi. God, I look freaking ugly in this thing, but helps keep you anonymous. What the heck? Oh, yeah, so I I love this thing. I can change it to whatever I want. That's gonna screw with the green screen though. I have it actually on green light right now, but this is going to serve as the monthly community update video, which is funny because I haven't done one of these in a few months. I've been too busy buried under my own work. And despite getting so much done and achieving so much, I personally believe I've only accomplished very little in what I've set out to do. And I'll explain all of that in this video. But I didn't even think something like that was possible, but upon retrospect, yeah, no, I gotta shift gears on quite a few things and we'll make that all work. So we're gonna talk about the YouTube channel, talk about Liru, Arma, a few other things I want to do, and try to have a little heart to heart with you guys because I'm going to put this first and foremost loud and clear. Without you guys, none of this would be possible. I'm literally the only professional Arma 3 Zeus that I know that makes a living doing what I do. And, it's crazy to think about, but let's get a few things out of the way. I'm fine. Bloodwing's fine. House is fine. Channel's fine. Everything is fine, which is actually amazing because, 6 months ago it was teetering left and right, really worried about how YouTube would take everything and how Twitch would go with all the crazy stuff that was going on. And Twitch is still doing some weird stuff right now with that hate raid stuff. But if you just set your Twitch channel to emote only when you're not streaming, you're completely A-OK. Just make sure you have some moderators up and ban the bot accounts when they come up. So Twitch, perfectly fine. Only other thing I can say about Twitch is we got some new emotes in. If I figure it out, I'll put them behind me on the green screen. I'm going to get some more commission. I wanted to get it done this weekend, but was way too tired after MCO literally clocked out and then woke up. And now I'm even recording this at 2:30 in the morning because I just can't sleep right now because I took that nap after the 10th MCO we ran. So we'll get some more commission by, I'm going to shoot for Wednesday now. And I still haven't checked the poll results yet. If we're going to do Bloodwing emotes or Sergeant Fluffer's emotes, I'll probably just mix it up. I have the slottage now because we still have a few emote slots left. And then I'll look into some animated emotes and see what else I can get upgrade on the Twitch side. Then I want to tackle the chat box that would normally display over here. Let's get that cleaned up, looking a little more professional, and get that going forward. So Twitch out of the way. YouTube, again, going quite well. I've been abusing what I've learned with a bunch of other channels in regards to algorithmic cycles, which is what I call it, just YouTube's algorithm for how they grow channels over time. With the channel not being blacklisted anymore, that got taken away last December in 2020. I've been able to basically milk the level that Liru is at over 100,000 subs, which again, thank you so much to you guys for allowing me to have that. And I've been experiencing the growth tied to that channel just by doing everything we learned, just uploading constantly at the same time. And then when it's required, uploading at different times to, I don't want to say it this way, but I'll say it this way, confuse the algorithm, and then it gives you more viewership, and then you ride that up. And I've been focusing on, in the times where the cycle resets you, how to make those resets shorter and get your channel back to growing. And with this recent one, algorithmic cycle happened in terms of the reset. Viewership started going down, and it's already jumping back up. All it took was using an MI-24's chain gun to a pilot's face, which, oh my god, that clip was brutal. I wish I kept the after part of that clip saying I even felt bad about that because watching it back this morning after I posted, I realized I look bloody insane in that clip. It's the formulaic silly thing happens in Arma, and then Liru laughs, and then the laughter is contagious, and it makes you laugh, and that's why they do well. But it sells, and I kind of like watching them back because it makes me laugh, and good content to go off of. It makes the creator happy, it should make other people happy. I would be the best judge at that, I guess. Not to sound narcissistic, but it helps gatekeep everything. But we're gonna be releasing about 2 to 3 videos a day from now on. Just trying more around the 3 video range because I'm also trying to set the highlights so that they're linked to either the VOD video or the main video that's posted on the main channel to get everything tied in. Because I know people have been asking for a system like what we do with the Shenanigans PvP channel, where we link all the VODs to the previous videos. But because of output demand for highlights, usually the highlights come out before even the VOD channel gets the videos on. So it made it quite tough. But we had a massive influx of highlights over the past 2 weeks, where I think I'll be able to now keep that front log going for a very long time now that I'm Zeusing about anywhere from 7 to 9 ops a week. It's just going to constantly generate content. And that's just the Zeus stuff. The ground stuff also is able to provide a lot. So, I mean, I've got, I think, a month worth of videos that I could spend about 2 days front logging and then just build off of that. But when you front log too much, YouTube's algorithm, fun fact, actually doesn't like it unless you alternate the upload times. And we're not going to go into that. There's a reason I stopped posting those videos, by the way, about the algorithmic cycle. I know a few people asked. It's because the other channels I worked with asked me to stop because even though they agreed I could, they didn't like some of that information being revealed because they feared that they wouldn't be able to milk all the growth, which, fine. Okay, whatever. We did a bunch of research. They're entitled, as am I, to the success. And YouTube is getting more and more competitive by the day, so every advantage does help. But yeah, if we publicized all of it, it would render a lot of the advantages mute. And I don't want to piss people off that I've worked with in the past and could work with in the future. It's one of those things that I don't, agree with personally, but they're right in the sense of it's their livelihoods at the end of the day, and I don't want to jeopardize that because I don't want to be that guy, We all are just trying to make a living, making people laugh and smile. So keep that going. But let's see. Otherwise, for the channel itself, the one issue I have been running into is I am trying to find a new focus, if that makes any sense. And it's been leaving me lost with a lot of stuff. So, I mean, I've got a box of audio equipment. I got a bunch of things to unbox. I'm actually going to be taking care of that this week. I'm forcing Bloodwing to make me do an unboxing video because we need to get back on track with those. It's been a while. It's been so long. But I've created like a comfort zone within Arma, and I'm going to try to start breaking out of that because every time I try, I just, like a turtle, just shrink back into it. 917, I know you're watching this video. I'm not a freaking turtle. I am a human. Don't, he keeps making those jokes on Twitch, and I thought of that as soon as I made that metaphor. So my issue with the channel, though, right now is, imagine this. Everyone has dreams in life. Everyone has ambitions. Everyone has goals. And that's what pushes them forward to try to achieve them. And not everyone does, but it's something that keeps you going, essentially, in life. And my issue is I've achieved them. I need new goals. That's really what it boils down to. Because when I started all this 5.5 years ago, I was just some college freshman that saw Luton09's Arma 3 Zeusing and went, holy crap, that's so cool. Like, I could do that too. So I worked under him. I got the privilege of Zeusing for part of his community, and then he literally picked it all up and left 90% of us behind, including myself, and went to go make black screen operations, left us all in VG, and I then had to pick up the pieces. So the goals I made back then were to keep the community alive that was there, make a new community out of it, because we quickly realized we couldn't stay in VG because there was too much ideology conflict, which is also part of the reason why he left, but he, left to do his own thing. And then I made some wild ambitions, the dreams, essentially, for the channel of have Liru to the size of 100,000 subs, which was what Luton09 was back in the day. That was kind of his turning point of when he started becoming uh, started ignoring a lot of the feedback. But if I ever reached that point, I would make sure that I didn't fall down the way he did. I would keep listening to players, keep taking feedback on my Zeus, and keep getting better and better because, I mean, it's Zeusing, it's a Dungeons and Dragons dungeon master thing. You're always evolving just based off of feedback because the game is a sandbox after all. And I mean, we reached that. We hit 100,000 a few months ago. We've been rocking that. I'm happy where everything is. I have few people that I've had bad falling outs with, but I always regret the ones that I do, and I'm still taking feedback. I'm still trying to get better, and that was one of my personal goals and dreams that I never thought I'd get to be perfectly honest. But here we are. Another one was to have almost everyone in the Arma community, regardless of where, someone would know the term Liru, and that one's probably not true, to be perfectly honest. Not every single corner in the world, but if I go somewhere, someone will recognize me, based off of the title of Liru, and that's kind of nice, that recognition for everything I've done with the channel. And the final one was to get some sort of official recognition by Bohemia, which I never thought would be possible, but then Splendid Squad happened, and we actually, I'm gonna release this video after I release the highlight of me shooting down a Remy with that rocket shot. That shot in itself, holy crap. Never going to be able to do that again, but what a great way to end that video. But that was, again, opening the door to more collabs between Bohemia and Arma 3 content creators. And that is a personal achievement of mine to create an op that opened the door, and nothing really broke. The only things that broke were added features that I thought of last second that broke because I didn't get time to test them because I already spent so much other time making sure every little thing worked. And yeah, that's my official recognition though. So now I have a direct line to some people in Bohemia. I've got some direct lines with other content creators. I'm working on other collabs with some of these people, and it's great. But everything I reached out to accomplish is done. It's done. I don't know where to go past this. And I never dreamed of something like this happening, and I never realized that the consequence of achieving it all is, I will admit, ever since Splendid Squad happened about a week or two ago, I've been struggling to think of what's next. And the only reason I've snapped out of it recently was MCO10. We ran that. I've heard the debrief, the feedback, and people said they loved it, and they said that it reminded them a lot of the Star Wars MCO we did, which was a few MCOs ago. I already forget the exact number because I have the brain of a goldfish sometimes, but people said that that was their favorite, but this one topped it. And the the satisfaction I got from that, for being able to deliver another op experience that shattered people's expectations and pushed everything, that's what I want to keep doing. And that's where I belong, essentially, is just to constantly do that. So I already have written down two crazy, silly, nigh impossible ideas, and I've already made a think tank of a few scripters to get with to go, all right, this is what we're going to build. How can we build it? We're going to do some crazy shit. And if you look at the YouTube poll, that'll give you a hint of what we're going for. One of them, I already have a lot of experience in. The other one, I have a lot of experience in from Project 12 with the zombie stuff and Ravage and creating drop tables and everything. I just need, again, some scripters to guide everything through. But we'll see where those go. For now, it's just going to be MCOs, pay for pains, other special events, checkpoint RP, and those are going to become, instead of project level stuff, that's just going to become bread and butter at this point. We're just going to keep going through pay for pains for funding, checkpoint RPs because it's fun, it's cool, why not? And MCOs because, again, why not? 90 to 100 person Zeus ops. It's a rarity that I would love to keep going. I'd love to keep bringing people together and, have cool operations with. But Yeah, I'm going to try to find a new goal to push myself to, and it's funny because I've started out of the channel. I find that I've been cooking a little more than usual. I actually made dinner last night, just a simple steak, mashed potatoes, and asparagus, but I'm writing things down. I'm trying to find the optimum ways to do things with our equipment that we have in the kitchen. And also mixology, making cocktails, cause I mean, I've been having this sit next to me. There's even dust still on it right here, but this is a nearly 2-liter bottle of whiskey that I like that a buddy of mine, Dante, he got me hooked on. But I'm not really a drinker. Like I'll get drunk for drunk streams, to have a good time, or I'm a social drinker, but I'm not really like need to numb everything drinker, which is nice. That's good, but mixology, it's another thing where I've been spending a lot of passion and my time on just to get things right. We're going to have a Halloween party on the 30th. I made a little cocktail menu, just to have fun, because we're going to host it here. Which, fun fact, won't be streaming on the 30th, because have that to go with. But I got a lot of other crazy Halloween ops planned before and after that week, so that'll be fun. But I'm just trying to find where to take the next step because I don't want it to be generic. My goals were never generic to begin with, and I'm not going to start now. If the channel ever hits 1 million, cool, but that is not my focus. That will never be my focus. 100,000 was the focus just because that was the door to the impossible, and well, because of awesome people like you were able to hit it. So it's it's not going to ever be about the viewership anymore. I'm going to be perfectly honest with you. It's going to be about two things in order. First, player base. Always been about the player base. A Zeus without a player base is like a CEO without employees. Impossible to have a business in that model. It's you got to have that backbone and players. Okay, no offense, players always greater than viewers because that is the mistake Luton09 made, and that's why he lost everything is because he tried to challenge that and it did not work out for him. But the second is, and again, hate to sound like this, but it's the revenue that I'm making over everything, which I'm happy to say I don't think I'll ever have to worry about again based off of where the algorithms are going, where everything's working, the generosity of people, and how I'm setting up the pay for pain schedule just simply because it's a townhouse. It's in a very expensive part of the United States. I couldn't change any of those variables, so I have to make a minimum amount of revenue to afford this. And again, doesn't matter right now because everything's going well. Everything's projected to go well. Even if it doesn't go well, like when the algorithmic cycle reset me and my viewership plummeted, RPM shot way up as it has in the past, and I still make I still make what I need to live. And that's actually really good because one of the other goals I wanted to do, maybe as a side thing, was to start building computers and giving them away because I think that's really good. But with how crazy some part prices are right now, I have to put that on hold until graphics cards get their shit sorted. But regardless, I'm just struggling to find another goal to do for the channel itself. But for now, we're just gonna focus on Arma. I'm gonna focus on some fine tuning of other things, and we'll go from there. So just see where the wind takes us at this point, because I it's weird. It was weird feeling that over the past few weeks because I still had my ambition, but it was slowly eroding away as I realized I had no idea what I wanted to go forward with. But again, I'm really happy that I kept the debrief recorded too, and I've listened through that a few times, just trying to figure out why I was slowly growing a smile and why, even though I had 3 hours of sleep last night and spent so much time on the MCO, and we still had a critical thing break, but I was able to amend it, or at least the player base was. They found a way around it. Um, Everyone still had a good time, and that's what the most important part is: making sure your player base has enjoys the operations that you provide. But yeah, I just I need new goals, and if you think of one, feel free to shoot it to me in the comment section. I want some exotic stuff, but I'm also fine with just riding the directive. My fear is that I get stale. Stuff gets too repetitive, and then people just leave to go find something else. And usually people don't bring that up in feedback either. In the 5.5 years I've been taking feedback, that's one of the top few things that players never bring up, but they just naturally just stop coming because they get bored of it all. So you got to keep things fresh, which isn't actually that hard. There's a way you can cycle everything over the course of, a few months to the year and still keep everything fresh, but recycle stuff in terms of ideals and whatnot. But you have to schedule everything out. But another good thing I do is I always let my players nowadays vote on what they want to play, and then we run that for, no more than 2 months, and then we cycle something new. So that's, I think, what I've been doing across a lot of my communities. So I want to say about 80% of my content these days isn't, no, that's a lie. I do think of it, but it's on a large list of ideas that either I think of or other people think of, and then we vote on it, and then I just make it, I bear it into fruition. We run it, I cut it, and then we publish it. But otherwise, here's a list of other things that I've been wanting to get with, but I haven't been able to because I've been stuck in my own head for Arma 3. Cooking stuff, indoor gardening stuff, setting up this box of audio equipment, unboxing, ironing that green screen because I'm a lazy little boy. That came out super wrong. Speaking of little boys, probably because I was looking at this thing, just having a video where I pet this little thing. He's so adorable. Bloodwing has a little plague nurse, too. They hold hands. It's amazing. I love them. If I ever need a little pick-me-up, I literally pick them up, I put them on my lap, and I do this while I stream. This looks really wrong because now he's out of the camera shot. Okay, you know what? Never mind. But this is my life. This is what I do for a living, and it's fun. And again, it would not be possible without all of you. Be it watching, subbed on Twitch, donated on Patreon, or through Twitch itself. You're all a vital component of this. And for that, I will forever be in your debt. Why am I shaking him? He's such a good little boy. I don't know what else to do with this video. I will try to get back on a monthly course. I'm going to probably count this as October's video, and then we'll pick it back up at the end of October. And let's talk about, for, the final bit of time, some of the future Arma projects. So there's a few ones I want to tackle in the short term, but how do I put it? Let's go down the list. So everything flash forwarded. So MCOs, we've got the next 2 picked out because I let players vote on every 4 MCOs. We picked the top 3 topics based on the poll, and those polls are either my ideas or we have a channel for MCO ideas, and players can vote on them, and another channel where they discuss stuff. And if I like what I see and it gets a big amount of checkbox emotes, I add it to the poll. Fun fact, MCO 10 was a player idea that won the poll, so we ran it first. But we got 2 others to pick. I'm going to see if I can do an SOG Prairie Fire MCO for number 14, but I have to have the proper player base for it. Everyone has to own that DLC, so it's still up in the air. I'll get a better idea based off of the poll results for the MCO we just ran and next week's MCO. Next MCO. Because we're now on a 4-week schedule instead of a 3, just to give me an extra week to work on other stuff. Pay for pains, I'm going to try to run every 3 months, tentatively. I know this one's been delayed for like 2 months, but we're finally getting it done. I have the menu partially worked out. I have an op idea. It's going to be an escort mission, for escorting a player who will take the role of Echo. I forgot what the J was. Echo Juliet. Let's go with that. I think it was something else, but again, still writing that one down. But that'll be run every 3 months. Again, this one's an Elton John themed one, hence the term Echo Juliet, or Echo, EJ in the military alphabet. And all of the custom compositions will be themes based off of song titles that he's made, because he's having his farewell tour, and Bloodway and I got tickets for 2022, and they were expensive, so the whole pay for pain gimmick is to pay for those. But that's because again, pay for pain concepts we only ran a pay for pain when I needed money. it's always been that way. I'm gonna try to continue that trend, but all of the revenue is gonna more than likely go into the mortgage payments themselves to pay that off earlier. So after that, I have no idea what I'll run pay for pains for, but that gives me at least 15 to 30 years to figure something new out. And by then, I'll probably have kids, so we'll put them on their expense list or something if I'm even still around by then. Who the heck knows? But pay for payment still going. I control the ideas for that completely. I will never outsource ideas for that one. That one's my personal baby. So like every fourth MCO, I have full jurisdiction because a little bit here and there for me, it's why not? Let's see, checkpoint RPs. So we're running another checkpoint RP in I think 2 or 3 weeks. I got to check the date again. We're running it on a Saturday. I might have just lied about pay for pain. No, pay for pain is on the 2nd of October. Yeah, so that's right. Checkpoint RP is later this month. I haven't set the tentative date yet. I keep getting those two events confused in my head. But that'll be run. It's on the updated Fallout Mojave map. We're going to do another Fallout New Vegas one. I'm going to specialize everything a bit more, make some custom shops. I'm actually talking with the head of the Aftermath dev team, which is the Fallout mod, and he's hooking me up with some cool stuff that we might or might not use, but it's great to be able to talk with him as the dev leader, and in the future, if there's anything I need, um, I can ask him, but he's coming out with another update that'll help with pay for pain. It'll add some new equipment, which I think will make it quite interesting. And he's showing me pictures, and I'm really excited, but we'll see it debut hopefully in time for the next pay for pain. Let's see. Other special events, I don't have anything in mind right now. Maybe another wacky races someday, but instead, I'm diverting my time into two other special projects, which I'm not going to talk about yet because they're both in their infancy. They're both going to be project level, which means you'll see a little Deagle go up here eventually while I'm doing dev streams to fund them because they are going to be very, very ambitious and also build off of previous work we've done in previous projects. So I'm excited for that. Content wise, for campaigns, I mean, Sundays, we every 4 weeks is an MCO. Otherwise, I'm running public ops on that slot at Tanoin. Chinese, which is CSAT Pacific counterinsurgency campaign. After that, I'm going to do an SOG Prairie Fire campaign. Mondays, I'm probably going to do a one-off for this week, but in the future, we'll be doing a U.S. Campaign early 2000s, just a slow takeover of lithium. So I'm thinking like a liberation style campaign, except with custom base building, using Remy's new persistence mod to allow for the fobs to continue on the mission file, as well as vehicles and whatever the player base wants. But I'm going to give them a large array of vehicles to start with, a group of people that specialize in building in the fobs, and we'll just run that campaign for a while until I decide on another one based off of poll results and putting a few things down. Tuesday, we'll still be doing the RUF stuff. I figured out what was causing the issue last week. It was just a server bug. I had to completely reinstall everything and fixed it. But after that, we'll see. I might just drop that slot entirely because I want to take time away to then work on other projects. Wednesday, that has turned into a bit of a pickle because 506 now wants me to host weekly. So bi-weekly, we're doing New Horizons, which is the post-apocalyptic campaign, and that's going to last for at least another few months because it's finally entering that open world stage of it. So we'll see that all bear into fruit this Wednesday because it's that bi-weekly. It's that time of the month for it, and the other campaign is going to be a simple CIA alternate history 1970s or 80s. I think it's supposed to be 70s because Cuban Missile Crisis was 62 or 68. It was the next decade after. I gotta look into my lore for that one again. I kind of screwed the pooch on that one for the first stop and found a lot of wonderful bugs, but there were some nice people in the comment section that gave me some ideas of how to bypass a few of them. Mainly with AI mods, because using with AI mods is a gigantic pain in the butt. But we make do. And then we have the other Wednesday slot at noon that I opened with TSV. I've been running either really difficult ops or meme ops. I'm probably going to keep it meme op style simply because it means I don't have to double up ops on Monday and I can focus Monday on one thing. And I've been kind of enjoying that. It doesn't mean I have to rush a lot. Plus, the rubber ducky op boat thing was really funny, and it was a good one. It was definitely a good one. I want to do that again. So we'll come up with some other meme ops for that time slot. Thursday, still doing Paw Patrol slash Patchwork slash POG. They're called POG now, but I've got some interesting op concepts ready to go for them. We moved to a schedule where I would host every 3 weeks. That's now dissolved. I'm now back to hosting weekly with that group, so we'll work with that. And then Friday's FNF, which has been a bit of a funny schedule because late Friday bi-weekly, I then Zeus for the Bleach Boys, but because I've been taking some of those Fridays off, I have to then, double up for them, do it 2 weeks back to back, and then I take the 1 week off, and then we do the op, and then take the 1 week off. But for the past few weeks, I've had to take one of their op days off to go do something that's IRL related. The most recent one was a friend's birthday party, so now we already ran one op, and now next week, well, no, technically this week, I'm running another one for their time traveling World War II campaign, and that one's gonna last another, I want to say 3 or 4 missions, and then we'll go ahead and do a horror campaign and go from there. And then Saturdays, I'm leaving open to do events either every 2 or 3 weeks. I've got some really cool ones coming out, including, again, I already mentioned some collabs with some other streamers and, other exotic events like Checkpoint RPE. Because MCOs we keep on Sunday, but the other ones I try to run on Saturdays. But otherwise, that is that. And I'm trying to think if there's anything else I need to address right now. Just as a disclaimer for anyone new, I have this on, hides my face. I just don't want to show it to anyone. I just don't. How do I word it? Liru is an entity. It's a mask that I put on to be something. And I never want to put Liru's interests into my personal interests. It's something that I could literally walk away from at any time should I choose, and I just like having it set that way. There have been a few leaks in the past. Some people found my old Facebook that I haven't literally touched in over 6 years, for example. And I can't deactivate it because Facebook won't let me, and I've tried multiple times here and there, but screw me. But I don't want to deal with any of the crazies I already deal with on the internet, like IRL. There's a reason that when we get unboxings going again, you'll be always sending to a PO box close by, admittedly. And then I also always tell people though, if they ever want to get a beer and they're around the Northern Virginia region, why not? Because I'll be honest, when you put a lot of time in a job like this, it doesn't leave a lot of room to have a lot of IRL friends. The few I have remaining are from my college and high school days, but being cooped up inside all day, it leaves little room for you to go out in the world and make new ones. Because usually at this stage, you'd be going to your job and making new friends there. But since this is the internet, my friends are all over the world, so it can make meetups a little difficult. It can get a little lonely at times, but I kind of like it. But there are days that you don't because, you never stay constant. But c'est la vie. I think that's it. Overall, I'm going to look into learning how to do more scripting just because that's the new frontier. Um, Simply because I like what Remy's been doing with new content. Didn't think I would, but I like where he's going with some of his projects, and I want to follow it just to add it to my repertoire. But I also know that from experience, some scripted stuff will always just break, and there's nothing you can do about it. But my God, the scripting I had to do for Splendid Squad, for example, and that was basic. That was basic level shit, to be honest. But yeah, whatever. think I'm gonna wrap it up there. Just be kind to one another, enjoy life, and what the fuck? That's this, isn't it? Oh god. Yeah, so fun fact, I have a little box right here. This is where my mic feeds into. If my phone gets close enough to it, you start getting that audio static discharge. And usually it's fine when I put my phone right here. Sometimes I have to put it even further back because it'll have spikes where it'll just detect that because it just intercepts signals and you get that buzzing. Fun fact, side note, all the buzzing you would hear from the Fallout Oregon Trail NTR expansion campaign, yada yada, the clicking you would hear while I was in the shop selling was because of a TFAR setting. I've turned it off now. We hopefully should never hear it again in any of my ops. And if I hear it in other people's ops, I'll tell them what it is, because, God, that was annoying. That was as annoying as putting that phone there. But, yeah. That's probably one of, like, the 20 or 30 things we've done on the side that, you know, just helps us out. Because Arma, it's all about knowing all the little things and getting the channel going and, the missions going. And you just remember them and then use them next time, and then they become taken for granted, and you never think to bring it up. And that's why I also like watching other people stream, because you realize what they do or don't do, what then you have been taking for granted. So, someone that might be newer to Zeusing, doing all these things certain ways or not knowing how to do certain stuff, and then I'll type in saying, oh, no, you just do this, this, and this. And sometimes it goes right over their head, and then sometimes we have a giant conversation, but it's funny how that all works. I think I was trying to end this video and all of that happened. Damn phone, but all right, we're gonna wrap it up here. How long has this take gone? Wow. Oh, geez, I've been 37 minutes. For all of you that have been staying till the end, thank you. Again, be kind to one another. Enjoy your time while you have it, and always make time for yourself. Self-care is incredibly important. And that's all the words of wisdom I'm gonna give you for this one, guys. I'm just some dude in a green bathrobe and a mask with a headset on. Don't worship me. I know there's a few of you out there that do. Don't do it. I'm literally just some dude. I'm not something to be idolized. I'm just literally someone who got lucky and now can do all of this, and that luck is thanks to all of you wonderful people. But I think if I were ever to play my life over, I probably wouldn't have this again. In the capacity that I do. Yeah. Weird way to end the video. All right, so leave a comment if you want to talk to me. If you ever want to actually reach out, Discord is the best way to do it. Here, I know what I'll end it on. If you're ever feeling down or lonely, reach out to someone. If you're ever feeling down and lonely, you can't find anyone, reach out to me. Because I don't want to see what happens when you consider other options. And I bring that up because there was someone who participated in my operations a while back who recently took their own life. And that one, I didn't think it would hit me that hard, but the memories come flooding back when you worked with them in the past or when you would catch on to their streams. And that one sucked on Friday to realize. But yeah, always never be a stranger, because I'm as anonymous as we get, you know? I don't. If you want a random perspective, feel free. But yeah, just know you have options. All right, I think we've taken this video everywhere we can. I'm going to just wrap it up here. So thank you for listening to my little ramble. Appreciate it. Hope you keep enjoying the content, and I'll see you next month, and we'll see where everything's gone, I guess. I got to lean in and do the click.